Hello, everyone. I'm Fozzie or Cam, and welcome to the Everything Podcast. I'm here, as always, with my co-host Will. How you doing today, Will?
Doing great, Cam. How about you?
I'm doing fantastic. The Everything show is not out yet because it's going to take a while to edit. But we finished filming, which is awesome, and I think it's going to be amazing. It's looking really good. And we have a few new episodes of the Everything Music Show that are out, so definitely check out those. Um, Forrest, I just want to thank Forrest Hill so much for bringing so many new viewers to our channel, and it's crazy. And we gained like 8 subscribers in what? How long? A day maybe? 2 days? It's crazy.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you, Forrest. Man.
yeah, and I'm also excited for John Kavanaugh's new album, which do you know when it's releasing? Well,
Sometime this fall. I don't know if John gave me the specific date, but this fall, John Kavanaugh, under the label Jack Kavanaugh, I assume his children's music album, and Forrest Hill also sent my dad a sample of his new album that's going to be coming out probably not too far from now, and it sounds great. So we'll keep everybody updated when these guys' new albums come out as well.
yeah, that's awesome. I mean, it's just great to have new people on the show, and we're gonna try to incorporate new people, new ideas into the whole Everything Podcast brand, if you will. I
And
mean,
by the way, folks, Todd DeCudo is apparently, you told me, Cam, coming back for an
yes.
episode of What Grinds My
Well,
Gears.
I don't know if this is confirmed exactly. I
Okay.
mean, he said it would happen, but that doesn't always mean it will. But I have my fingers crossed. I really enjoy those, and I know you guys do too, because they get a very good amount of views. So I'm hoping he sends me one. And you guys, spoiler alert for the Everything show. We will we will be getting an episode of What Grinds My Gears in the Everything show, which will be pretty cool, along with a few other things from Todd, which is awesome. Um, yeah, so today we have a few things to cover, a few really important things to cover. I mean, we have the NFL, we have the D23 Marvel announcements, the D23 Marvel trailers, Secret Invasion, which looks great. I mean, Samuel L. Jackson's good in literally everything he does, so I don't think it's going to be bad. Werewolf by Night, which I cannot describe how excited I am for. Um, and then I actually wanted to go over the Thunderbolts roster because I've been hearing a lot of people are upset about who is on the Thunderbolts. And it's really strange to me. I don't know why people are upset. It's a pretty solid roster to me. And then we have the Star Wars D23 stuff, Andor, Tales of the Jedi, Mando Season 3 trailer, which is fascinating. It doesn't give away too much, but I'm fine with that. I don't want it spoiling the entire show for me. Um, then we get She-Hulk Episode 4, and Will saw Imagine Dragons live a few days ago, which we will most certainly talk about. And that'll be the show. I think that's all we've got for this show. So, yeah, why don't we get started, right? So, we'll start off with the NFL. I mean, what a week one. I mean, Justin Jefferson just going off. Patrick Mahomes 5 touchdowns. Josh Allen a beast as always. I mean, Pittsburgh Steelers beating Cincinnati and the Giants' last second victory. What a first week for that NFL.
Yeah, well, let me start by saying this, Cam, because I want to, talk as you're doing this here on a broad scope and for all of our audiences. But I just want to start by saying, should we even talk about our team?
Yeah, we're in case you're new, we're
Oh
Patriots
my
fans.
gosh. And by the way, folks, if you wonder how I'm a Warriors fan and a Patriots fan, I live out here on the West Coast, obviously, but my dad's from Massachusetts, so it just kind of naturally happened as the teams were winning that those were the two clubs that I uh, fell for and got into. So I'll clarify that, number one. But it's just looking like it's going to be a long, long season, Cam.
Yeah, I don't. So I want to ask you this: do you think we can change this? Is this something we can fix with practice?
It's not looking like it this season. I mean, are they magically going to make some move at the trade deadline that changes everything? I mean, you can improve in practice, and Bill Belichick is a great coach, but like, do I think that we can turn ourselves into a deep playoff run team this season? Not at all.
No, I don't think so. And I think we predicted this earlier, before the year even started.
After I heard about the offensive struggles in training camp and the preseason struggles as well, and them going 1-2 in the preseason, and then after what happened on Sunday, I just keep more and more putting myself in just the mindset of that this is just not going to be our season.
Yeah, I totally agree. I don't think it's Mac Jones at all. I think it's just
It's the talent around Mac Jones.
It's the talent around
Kendrick
Mac
Bourne
Jones.
in the doghouse when he's supposed to be our number one receiver. I mean, just
ridiculous.
It's just not good.
There were there obviously Mac made mistakes, but it's the second year, we can still forgive him. But that won't last forever, Mac. You have to tighten up a little bit. But that being said, there were things that weren't all his fault. There was an interception, I believe, that wasn't his fault at all, and a sack, which is just that is the offensive line's only job to block people, and they failed completely. Wide open pass to Mac Jones. I mean, that's not his fault.
Yeah, Mac Jones, believe it or not, actually kind of is the least of my worries right now. I'm worried about the talent around Mac Jones, and geesh, get him some threats at the wide receiver position.
Great wide receiver talent. I mean, we had Julian Edelman. We had all these guys, and not anymore. We have Kendrick Bourne as our leading wide receiver, who even playing.
Who I was impressed with and was a fan of last season, but he's obviously done stuff to put him into the doghouse.
Oh my goodness, it just disgusts me.
Yeah, and this is something that I've heard a lot, Cam, and I want to get your thoughts. Do you agree that it seems like there just is not an elite team in the NFC this year? Because even if you look at Tampa Bay, for instance, like even if you think they're the best team in the NFC, they only scored one touchdown and struggled a lot in the red zone. So I don't necessarily disagree with anybody who says that there doesn't seem to be a truly elite team in the NFC this season.
I think Tampa Bay is elite. You can't say Tom Brady isn't elite, even through all this. And I want to cover all that stuff that's going on with Tom in a few, but the Tampa Bay's elite. I disagree. If someone said that there aren't any elite teams,
it's just their offensive line struggles. That's
I agree.
the concern right now.
But that's something they can fix. They can acquire more players. They can practice. So that's something I would expect to change as the season goes on. But there's always a chance it doesn't. And I could change my mind as the season goes on. So Tom Brady, yeah, that's wild.
Yeah.
If you guys don't know, Giselle, his wife, just decided to leave and take Tom Brady's children with her. So.
Well, 11 days absence from training camp for Tom Brady.
He most certainly wasn't on the Masked Singer.
Described as personal reasons. And look, this is all that I have to say to anybody who was worried about that going into this Sunday. Whatever personal stuff is going on with Tom Brady in his personal life, that's none of our business.
Yeah.
Are you really worried that he is not going to show up and play on the football field Tom Brady is the last person that I am going to believe can't find a way around this. I mean, he's the GOAT. He could practice one day over the course of a week. Like, let's say there's a game on Sunday and he only practices on Wednesday. He's the GOAT. Who's to say that he couldn't still go out and have a great game that Sunday if he studied film in stuff?
Yeah.
This is the GOAT. This is Tom Brady. Are we really worried that 11 days off of 11 days away
have
from the
zero concerns.
Did we really think that he would come out and stink? I mean, come on. He's the GOAT. He's the last person that I'm worried is not going to find a way to cope with whatever personal stuff he's dealing with and show up and be there for his team.
Yeah. I have no worries about that.
I think people way overreacted to that. I'm not worried about him at all.
No. And I want to react to something you just said, Will. It is none of our business to know this. It might just...
that is something that I loved about this. I really I just clapped when I heard that he was going to be away for quote-unquote personal reasons. Because we should never know anything about any celebrity's divorce or mother going through a disease. That's none of our business. We don't need to know. I want to see personal reasons attached to sporting athletes' leaves from teams.
I can't even describe how much I agree with you.
This is what we need to see more in the celebrity modern world. Personal reasons. We don't have to know. That's their own personal business.
I can't even describe how much I agree with you right now. I've been saying this for a while. We don't deserve to know this. It's not our lives. And if they tell us, then we can talk about it. We can theorize about it. But if they don't tell us, and if it's clear that they don't want us to tell us, or if they don't want to tell us, we shouldn't be prying at it. We shouldn't be making all these theories that are ridiculous.
Like, if Tom Brady is going to be gone for 11 days from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and we have no incantation whatsoever of why this is, then why do I see articles on that day from places like the Boston Globe theorizing about what could be going on with Tom Brady? It's none of your business. Don't put out theories. Just let him be and let him live his own life and deal with his own personal issues.
I agree. And the most they could probably say is just Tom Brady out for personal reasons.
I don't need to know anymore.
Ended at that. Or maybe go on and say.
I don't want to know anymore.
Maybe go on and say how that could affect the Bucs' practice. You don't need to theorize about what he's doing for those 11 days. That's his choice. I mean.
Yeah, absolutely no doubt about that. And changing to some other teams, obviously the Chiefs looks like they're not going to struggle without Tyreek Hill, but the Bills just look elite to me right now, Cam. I think I'm going to have to pick them as my Super Bowl favorite, at least at this
Josh
moment.
Allen is just on a whole different level.
If you haven't seen this, folks, take a guess for what Josh Allen's completion percentage was last Thursday. 26 for 31. That means he only missed 5 passes, along with 297 yards and 3 touchdowns.
That is just insane. I feel like that's above Mahomes. That's above them all. It's astonishing.
If you want to make the case for Josh Allen, being at least, the best QB in the AFC right now, I'm okay with that. Patrick Mahomes would have something to say about that, but I'm okay with that. He is dominating right now. But if you look at their opponent, Cam, how worried are you about a Super Bowl hangover for the Rams this season?
Yeah, geez. Not looking good. And I know, what was it? Matthew Stafford's elbow? Or
yes.
Wrist or whatever?
Yeah.
That might be a factor into it, but I assume he had some elbow pain last year as well, and it didn't seem to affect him. So, I'm not sure what's going to happen. I really don't know. I assume they wouldn't go back to the Super Bowl, but I assume that they'd be better than I saw them being. I mean, I assume they'd be really high contenders, you know? But that's not what I'm seeing right now. I don't think they're awful by any means, but not what I expected exactly. I expect Super Bowl again, but I thought they'd be better than they are.
Yeah, for sure. So I'll just kind of wrap this up, and you say anything else that stuck out to you. But at the end of week one, if I had to pick my team coming out of the AFC and my team coming out of the NFC based off of week one, I'd go Buffalo and Tampa Bay, and I'd say that the Bills would win the Super Bowl. That's where I'm at right now.
I totally agree with you, actually. Tampa Bay, as we discussed already, elite, and same with Buffalo. Like, probably the best team in the NFL right now. They're just cruising.
And we can be fair to the Chiefs too, as seemingly they will not struggle at all without Tyreek Hill. But how about the Bengals in their loss
Yeah,
over
I was
the
surprised by
weekend
that. I
to
actually had that written down.
the Pittsburgh Steelers? There are actual expectations attached to the Bengals this season. They can't just be some, feel good story coming out of nowhere to make it to the Super Bowl. There are actual expectations placed on their shoulders this season. So they're going to have to respond to those expectations. Yeah. But surprising loss for Cincinnati over the weekend. And another thing I'll be curious to follow is the San Francisco 49ers, and I'll be curious to see if they legitimately lose games because Trey Lance isn't ready to be a starting quarterback in the NFL yet. That's something I'll be curious to see throughout this season.
Yeah. So I think that's all our NFL content for the day. But yeah, I think it's time to move on to Marvel D23. Whew! Wow. Actually, I want to go over the Thunderbolts roster, which was announced at D23. So, we have Ghost, Ant-Man and the Wasp. We have Jim Hopper himself, Red Guardian. We have Yelena Belova. We have Bucky Barnes, who's a good guy. We have U.S. Agent from Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And we have the worst villain of all time, Taskmaster. How are we feeling, Will?
Pretty good. I think this is a really solid roster. Obviously, the Yelena Belova character has blossomed into somebody that I'm incredibly fascinated by over the course of these past 2 years. With the exception of the poorer quality of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier show, I was always compelled by Bucky Barnes. Well, without question, and I think it's better than She-Hulk as well. Moon Knight could get the edge for creativity, but in terms of confusing, I would take Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Moon Knight, way too confusing. But obviously, I'm excited to have David Harbour back in the MCU because he's a great actor and his character was hilarious in Black Widow. So I think this is a really solid roster. I'll be curious to see, how this team comes about, what villain they'll fight against. Are these people gonna be in the Kang Dynasty and the Secret Wars? I'll just be curious to see how this all pans out. But I think this is a really solid roster, and I'm really fascinated to see what this movie is going to be like in July of 2024, if I have to get correct.
Yeah, it's just going to be very interesting. If you guys haven't seen the Suicide Squad movie, The Suicide Squad, directed by James Gunn, which is fantastic, I think they should just steal from that. Well, not exactly, but they need to get a lot of inspiration from that movie, because if you want to do a superhero or a villain team-up movie, that is how you do it right there. So, yeah, Marvel, Kevin Feige, watch The Suicide Squad directed by James Gunn. It's fantastic. It'll help you make your own villain movie.
Well, they should absolutely do that because James Gunn is the director of one of their best franchises, Guardians of the
Exactly.
Galaxy.
Yeah, totally. So then we have Secret Invasion, the Nick Fury show. Whoa, wow! I wasn't expecting it to be like that. It looks like a dark, gritty show, and I'm excited for that.
Nice to see Don Cheadle in there as
Yeah,
well,
I
and
thought,
find out that's going to lead directly into the events of Armor Wars with Don
yeah,
Cheadle.
I think so. And the last time we saw him was Falcon and the Winter
Right,
Soldier in the
episode
first
one.
episode. Yeah. So yeah,
So
geez,
yeah,
it's great.
I would say certain like look, I've obviously expressed my issues with Marvel on the small screen as of late, but I do think that shows like Secret Invasion and Daredevil Born Again with these characters that you already know and love. I think Secret Invasion, like if Marvel continues to struggle on the small screen, I think Secret Invasion can be a bright spot amongst the struggle, and I think the trailer showed why.
Yeah, I totally think so. And it'll be nice to see Maria Hill again. Nice to see Samuel L. Jackson, who I mentioned to you before the show. Samuel L. Jackson is never bad. Um, so yeah, I'm excited to see where this goes. It'll be really fun, I think. And we also have Werewolf by
Boy,
Night. I cannot wait for Werewolf by Night. It is going to be one of the best Marvel products we've gotten in a while. Not
it
only
looks
is
yeah,
it's just such a it looks like such a fun throwback 50s 60s monster mash type movie, if you know what I mean.
it looks it looks like something else, man. And unlike anything I've ever seen from their studio before, but I applaud their creativity and going after something like this. And yeah, I'm just really excited to see what it's like in about 2 months.
And you know what really intrigues me? The director of the movie, Michael Giacchino.
You would know.
All right. Let me just. I am so excited that he is directing this because, I mean, he made the score for so many awesome movies, not only in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Sorry, my camera and microphone cut up, but he not directed. He made the score for the Batman, for Spider-Man No Way Home, Spider-Man Far From Home. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to see what he does in his first directing spot.
Yeah,
It looks brilliant.
I think this will be a fascinating, like never seen before Marvel project, and I just hope it's good, and it certainly looks like it is.
Yeah, totally. I can't wait for Werewolf by Night, and I love anything that's in black and white. That's Marvel made. Like,
And we actually did get some black and white back in July with Thor: Love and Thunder for a
right?
little
Yeah,
bit,
yeah,
which
that's
is
true.
something that I enjoyed. I thought that
Yeah,
was a
I
really clever
appreciated that. That
twist.
was cool. All right, so now we have D23 Star Wars Andor official trailer. Thoughts?
Uh, yeah, my same thought as the two trailers before. Really intriguing. I'm really excited for this show. I've really enjoyed Star Wars small screen content as of late. You know, the Mandalorian most of all. I thought Boba Fett episodes 2, 5, and 6 were very good, and I loved Obi-Wan Kenobi as well. But I just think this show looks incredibly intriguing, and I can't wait to learn more about his character. And I think this will be a great piece of Star Wars content. So
I
I am
think it's going
incredibly
to be.
excited for Andor.
I think it's going to be the second best Star Wars television project
It certainly could be. I'm not ruling that out at all.
I don't think it's gonna be Mando because Mando's just great. Mando's awesome.
Amazing.
It's going to be Book of Boba Fett. It's going to be Obi-Wan Kenobi. It's gonna be fantastic. Then we have Tales of the Jedi. Whoa!
I didn't see that one coming. I guess kind of more Clone Wars age. Apparently, it seems. I didn't see it coming, but
well,
it's interesting.
I had heard it. I didn't know it was gonna be announced, or I didn't know the trailer was gonna be shown in D23, but it's going to be Tales from the Jedi Order, like you saw Count Dooku,
Right.
Ahsoka's origin story. So, oh my goodness, I am just so intrigued by this, and it'll be so nice to see Ahsoka animated again. I can't believe I'm saying that. I went from I wish Ahsoka was in live action to saying oh, it'd be cool to see her animated again. And it looks to be the same animation style as the Bad Batch and the Clone Wars. So that's great. They didn't use the awful Star Wars Rebel style of animation. So yeah, I'm really excited for Tales of the Jedi. Mando season 3. Do I even need to say my opinion on this? It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be so good. I think it's going to be one of the best shows we get or it's going to be one of the best seasons we get from Star Wars.
Well, as much enjoyment as I have gotten out of, certain Star Wars small screen content, obviously their crown jewel is, and I'll be surprised if it won't forever be, but their crown jewel so far, it has been on the small screen, has been the Mandalorian, and the big thing is just the Grogu Mandalorian father-son connection that just drives the entire project. So season 3 looks as good as ever, and there's the whole thing about him not being a Mandalorian anymore that I can't wait to find out about. So yeah, season 3 looks great, and I just can't wait to learn more about the Mandalorian and Grogu. He's back with the Mandalorian now, left Luke Skywalker. What's that all going to mean? I can't wait. It's gonna be fantastic.
Yeah, I think Andor. Jeez, now I'm all mixed up. I think Mandalorian season 3 is going to be epic. I think that whole people or him not being an actual Mandalorian anymore will be so cool, and I'm just so excited to see it.
Stuff like him not being a Mandalorian anymore, and Grogu leaving Luke Skywalker and making that decision. It's stuff like that that'll make season 3 so intriguing and make you want to watch more and find out about the two of them and their relationship and their story.
I think it's going to be better than season 2. No, season 1. Season 1 was great. So I think it's probably going to be tied with season 1. So yeah, Mando season 3, excited. Andor, really excited. Alright, now I wanted to discuss She-Hulk episode 4, which you weren't able to watch yet because we have Cobra Kai. Notice that we haven't mentioned Cobra Kai yet? That's going to be an episode of its own coming later on, probably next week, because I haven't finished the show yet. I have one episode left. So I haven't finished Cobra Kai season 5 yet. So next episode you'll get that. So Will, you've been busy. You had an Imagine Dragons concert, school, and Cobra Kai season 5. So you've had a lot to watch. So She-Hulk.
What were your thoughts though on She-Hulk episode 4?
A very middle of the line episode. The Wong was back and no Daredevil yet. But there was a TV spot with Daredevil in it.
Nice.
Nice. Charlie Cox full on talking about Jennifer Walters.
I did see that.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah. And that'll be great. Seems like it's coming this week, so I'm excited for that.
Yeah, I can't wait. But it was the middle of the line episode. Nothing crazy. Uh, yeah, it didn't change my opinion on the show or anything. It was exactly what I expected, and I just can't believe Bruce Banner is not in the show more than he.
Yeah, that was something that like he was shown so much in the trailers, and then like when I saw the first two episodes, I was like, oh, I didn't realize that he'd just be kind of gone like this. So that caught me a little bit off guard too. That wasn't something that I thought with how much he was featured in the trailers for the project in the first place.
I mean, I love what they're doing with him. I think World War Hulk will be an awesome thing to do, which I think that's what they're leaning towards. Which that's a story for another day, for another
Yeah.
podcast.
I've read all about, the setup for that with them sending
Yeah.
him to space in episode 2.
Of course, and I just like what they're doing with that, but the show needs to do a little bit more for me to say it's a good Marvel show. I think it's better than Miss Marvel.
I agree.
I think it's at par with Moon Knight.
I agree too.
So don't think it's bad. Don't think it's good. Episode 4 didn't change my opinion. Now I wanted to talk about a movie I saw the other day, and
Oh, look forward to it.
uh, it's called Barbarian. It was a horror movie, and it was a horrifying horror movie. I just wanted to. I didn't say this at the beginning of the episode because I feel like I'm not going to talk about it for long, but I figured I should mention it. It was a really good movie. There were a lot of themes that were just so intriguing, and yeah, it was just it was very scary. It was a scary horror movie. My friend took me to go see it. Uh, we saw the late showing, so when we got out of the theater, it was all dark and perfect atmosphere for a horror movie, you know. But yeah, it was truly horrifying. It was a great movie though. Is it as good as Nope this year? No. Was it a great movie? Was it a top 5 movie of the year? Yes, it was. I really enjoyed it, and yeah, if you want to watch a really scary, really strange horror movie, check it out. But yeah, Will, Imagine Dragons. You saw Imagine Dragons live in concert. Will, tell us all about it.
Well, I said when you mentioned this on a previous podcast that I was excited because obviously they're meant to be played live. I don't think I need to explain why. But yeah, it was just fantastic. Everything that I could have asked for. In the middle of the show, they did a dialed down set on a platform, literally in the middle of the audience. That was fantastic. I thought I was so impressed with that. But I would like to heap praise on Imagine Dragons. But I would also like to say that Macklemore was the opening act.
Opening act.
Outstanding. I thought
Really?
the opening act and the concert were equally as good. So I had a blast, to say the least.
Nice. That's great. And I also want to mention, I don't think we've mentioned it on the podcast. We might have. You meaning Ralph Macchio in November? Did we mention that on the podcast?
Yeah, on Friday, October 21st,
October, sorry.
Ralph Macchio is going to be in Santa Cruz, which is, a bit of a, drive from our house, but we are making the trip down south to see him on his book tour on Friday, October 21st. So just really excited for that, and there's going to be photo opportunities. So just psyched, to say the least.
Do you know what? Like, is it going to be at just a bookstore or something?
I
or-
believe it'll be I think hosted by a bookstore, but I believe it's going to take place at a theater.
That's really cool. That's really cool, actually.
Yeah, and you'll get a signed copy of his book for free because you paid to go to the event.
Nice. That's awesome.
So I look forward to it, and I'm definitely going to read it because it seems like it's going to be about the original, mostly the original Karate Kid film in pop culture and his own life. So I'm just really, really excited to hear his take and his mindset on all these things and his whole experience with the original Karate Kid film, which is a big one in the history of pop culture and cinema.
That's really cool. I think. I mean, I know after meeting William Zabka, it's weird to watch the show where you've met the lead actor. You know.
Yeah, I would like. Yeah, how has for the first 9
Yeah.
Cobra Kai episodes? How has it been watching William Zabka, knowing that you met him?
Well, it's just like it's cool because I just see him deliver a cool line. I'm like, yeah, I met him. Yeah, we're really close friends. Actually, yeah, we hang out all the time. I met him.
That's a fun thing to brag about if,
Yeah,
if you're able to do something like get a photo with William Zabka. But yeah, not that there obviously is the San Francisco Fan Expo this November, but just just this Ralph Macchio event just popped up, and it was just something that we were excited about, so we just jumped on it, and that's where we're headed in about a month, and I'm very, very, very excited.
Good, you should be. That sounds awesome. And yeah, so I just want to let you guys know before we wind our podcast down, I have my own YouTube channel called Fozzie, Fozzee.
Subscribe.
And I've been making a lot more videos than I have before. So yeah, we're probably doing videos once a week, and I'm working on one right now. So yeah, definitely check out my channel. Yeah, so... Oh, and, jeez, how could I forget? We have a shorts channel, which we haven't posted on in a while, but don't worry, we still know it exists. We will post stuff on it soon.
I can maybe make one about, I think maybe we could both make one about Cobra Kai Season 5, with just thoughts on the season.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. But don't worry, if you guys have been looking for more YouTube shorts on our shorts channel, we still remember that it exists, and we will post on it soon. So yeah, without further ado, I guess, what am I saying without further ado for? I guess that's it. Alright. I'll see you guys next time. Yeah, this has been the Everything Podcast. Alright. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.